Tensions in Manipur continue to escalate as recent violence between Kuki and Naga groups in the Hill district has left several people dead, injured, and displaced, raising fresh concerns over the widening ethnic conflict in the state. Reports of ambushes, abductions, and retaliatory attacks have further deepened fears of instability, even as calls for dialogue and peace continue from civil society groups and community leaders. Today we speak with a Kuki journalist to better understand the ground realities, the growing mistrust between communities, and what this latest development means for Manipur going forward.
If we want to understand the recent incident better, then we have to take a step back, to go back around February. Okay, so around February, what happened in Electoral district in the village of Litan Serakhong was that there was a drunken incident, okay, where a drunk Tangkul man, he had an altercation with a few Kuki groups, few Kuki youths. Okay. And because of this altercation, there was a physical confrontation. Okay. Now, when that happened, there was no immediate communal reaction. Okay. Both the Kuki side and the Tangkul side, they filed FIRs. They were, everything was going according to the law. And in fact, the Kuki chief had also, supported the justice system, and they agreed to meet the police. Okay, the very next day, along with the accused. Okay, so a meeting was set the very next day to settle the situation. And also when the Kuki leaders, the community leaders were notified of this, the only comment they made was that this was very bad and that the law should take, take action on this. Okay, that was it. Now what happened the next day was when the two parties arrived, when the accused arrived at the police station to deal with the police, there was an interruption. Okay, so around 4 armed Tangkul gunmen came from a different village into that area. Okay, from a different village they came to that particular area and they fired upon the crowd, and they also fired at the houses of the accused. Immediately there was a meeting held between the Kuki and the Tangkul community leaders. So thinking that nothing much will come out of this, both sides separated and they left the scene. Now, within, I would say, 40 to 50 minutes of that initial meeting, houses were burned. Okay, so the Kuki side noticed that some of their houses are being burned. Okay, so in retaliation, the Kuki side also burned some of Tangkul houses. So both sides, they started burning each other's houses. So more people started getting into the communal violence. More people started burning each other's houses. And there's always these blame games, that, okay, they started attacking us first. No, you started attacking us first. So these kind of blame games are very common right now, and the situation has been going on since the past, I would say, since February. So the 3 pastors, they are from the Thado Kuki community. Okay, and their base is in Kampopi district. So the previous night they had traveled from Kampopi district to Chochanpur district via the Tiger Road to attend one seminar. What was the seminar about? That was a seminar being held by the Manipur Baptist Union. Okay, so the meeting was in regards to how to separate the Kukizo entity from the Manipur Baptist Union. Basically, how to start a separate wing, because the Kukizo pastors cannot enter Imphal anymore. So just to have an administrative, some kind of administrative solution to it, that is why they had this meeting. Okay, now after the meeting, the very next day, the convoy of pastors, they were returning from Chochanpur to Kampopi. Now somewhere along the way, these 3, the convoy was ambushed, and 3 of the pastors were shot dead on the spot, and I think around 1 person survived. Immediately after this incident, there was accusations from the Kuki side that this was carried out by 2 militant organizations. One is the ZUF, which is the Zilengrong United Front, and the other is the NSCN-IM, which is a Tangkul body, is a Tangkul militant organization. Okay, so this is how it is connected to the Electoral conflict. Okay, now immediately after the first set of accusations come in, the response from the ZUF was that they deny the responsibility, they deny committing this crime, and instead they blamed the NSCN-IM. So now one Naga militant faction is blaming the other Naga militant faction. So their accusation is that the NSCN-IM had carried out this ambush using the fake ZUF organization's name. Okay, that was clearly written in their statement. All right. So the response from the Tangkul side is that they deny any, they deny responsibility for this action, for this crime, and also now they are accusing the Kuki side of ambushing their own pastors. And their claim is that the Kuki side killed those 3 pastors because those 3 pastors belong to the Thado community. And they claim that the Thado community does not want to be a part of the larger Kuki nomenclature. But that is just a propaganda. So the latest update this morning is that some of the hostages have been exchanged. Okay, 7 of the Kuki hostages have been released, and around 17, majority of the Naga hostages have been released. But now the question is, what about the remaining Kuki hostages? Because only 7 have been released till now, and the Kuki side has released mostly all the Naga hostages. So the situation still stands, and the remaining Kuki hostages are still in Naga custody. That is the situation. Realistically speaking, I don't see a solution to it because the Tangkul side have not put forth any demand. The demand from the Kuki side is to de-escalate the situation and to bring peace. The Kuki have no interest in fighting the Tangkul. The Kuki have no interest in fighting the Naga. We do not have interest in fighting anyone. Right now, there's a situation between the Kuki and the Meitei. It has gone to political talks. So nobody is interested in open warfare at this moment. Okay. But the problem is that the Tangkul side, they don't have any demand. So what is their end objective?
That was Tony Singsit joining us from the Kuki community to share their side of the story and update us on the current situation. We hope that the situation de-escalates and that both communities could find themselves to bring peace to their people and the state. Next, we move to the Indo-Myanmar border, where fresh fighting inside Myanmar has triggered another refugee influx into Mizoram. Reports from border areas confirmed that more than 800 refugees had crossed into Mizoram through Zokotar by Tuesday, after fears spread that the Myanmar military was preparing a major offensive near Khomoy in Chin State. The latest escalation comes amid continuing conflict between Myanmar's military junta and Chin resistance groups following the military coup of 2021. Sources from the border told local media that Myanmar army forces had already retaken the strategically important town of Phalam and were preparing further military operations targeting areas such as Khomoy, Tonzang, and Tikha. Leaders from the Young Mizo Association branch in Zokotar stated that most of the refugees were temporarily staying with relatives and local residents, while around 85% remained within the border town itself. Police personnel and Assam Rifle forces have begun registering incoming refugees, while local civil society organizations continue coordinating food, shelter, and humanitarian assistance. Leaders from the Chin resistance group warned that the Myanmar military may be attempting to bring the whole of Chin state under its control within 100 days. The development has raised fears that even larger refugee inflows could enter Mizoram over the coming weeks. Now to Kozol district, where a union minister has begun an official visit focused on development programs and public distribution systems. Union Minister of State for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Srimati Nimuben Jayantibai Bamadnia, arrived in Kozol yesterday at around 6:30 p.m. for a 3-day official visit to the district. The Union Minister was received at the tourist lodge by Kozol Deputy Commissioner Puke Vanlilchiana, along with heads of various government departments. She was welcomed with the traditional Mizo Kualam dance as part of an official reception ceremony. According to the program schedule, the minister is expected to visit major government establishments and inspect developmental activities being implemented under various central and state schemes within Kozol town. On May 16th, she is also scheduled to review development activities in Tongklai and Kohai villages together with district officials. The government of Mizoram officially launched the ambitious Mission Urban Drain project in Aizawl on Tuesday, May 13th. The project aims to protect the capital city from landslides, flash floods, waterlogging and sanitation-related problems that have increasingly affected Aizawl during heavy rainfall seasons. The mission was inaugurated by Urban Development and Poverty Alleviation Minister Puke Sapdanga at the Planning Department Conference Hall. Speaking during the launch program, the minister stated that the initiative is not merely a drainage construction project, but a long-term urban safety and public health mission for the city. Officials explained that repeated landslides and soil erosion in Aizawl are largely linked to inadequate and poorly connected stormwater drainage systems. Under the new plan, drainage systems across Aizawl will be reorganized into primary, secondary, and tertiary drainage networks. Major drainage channels will be managed by the UD&PA department together with the Disaster Management and Rehabilitation Department, while smaller local drains will involve MLAs and AMC corporators. Authorities stated that the overall project is planned for completion by 2033 under the ongoing Smart City initiative. Drainage construction is already underway at 26 locations across Aizawl at an estimated cost of Rs 61.76 crore. Additional DPRs worth around Rs 35 crore are also under preparation. The Ministry for Development of Northeastern Region, commonly known as DONOR, has sanctioned Rs 30.13 crore for a major ginger processing and value chain project in Mizoram. The Sustainable Ginger Cultivation and Value Chain Development Project was virtually inaugurated on Wednesday evening by Union Donor Minister Jyoti Raditya Singhdea with Chief Minister Pulil Duoma. Officials stated that the larger project carries a total estimated value of Rs 189.78 crore and aims to modernize ginger cultivation across the state. The program includes farm mechanization, improved value addition, processing infrastructure, and stronger market access for farmers. A major ginger processing center will be established at Mualcoy in Champhai district, while supporting processing units are planned for Tualtseng, Vapai, and Zotlang. Authorities stated that groundwork for the project is expected to be completed during 2026, while processing operations are likely to begin next year. The project is expected to significantly increase income opportunities for ginger farmers across Mizoram. Mizoram authorities intensified anti-narcotics operations this week with both major seizures and court convictions linked to drug trafficking. On Wednesday morning, the Varengte Police Anti-Drug Squad intercepted an Ashok Leyland truck near North Timluang during routine patrol operations. During inspection, police discovered 70 soap cases of heroin hidden inside a specially modified secret compartment built within the vehicle. However, the driver and handyman reportedly fled before police could arrest them. Authorities estimated the seized heroin to be worth more than Rs 1.8 crore. In a separate development, the Kolasib Fast Track Court sentenced 23-year-old Vandal Fela from Zokatar to 10 years of rigorous imprisonment and imposed a fine of Rs 1 lakh after convicting him in a methamphetamine trafficking case. The case dates back to February 25, 2025, when police recovered more than 23 kilograms of methamphetamine hidden inside a Maruti Brezza vehicle at the Varengte police check gate. The court, however, acquitted another accused, Zing Eng Moya, after finding insufficient evidence linking him directly to the operation. The state's healthcare sector witnessed several major developments this week involving digital healthcare expansion, specialist medical services, and monitoring of fresh COVID-19 cases. Officials from the Mizoram State Healthcare Society announced on Wednesday that more than 44,000 families had enrolled under the Mizoram Universal Healthcare Scheme 2.0 before the registration deadline. Authorities stated that this represents a 118% increase compared to last year, with Aizawl district recording the highest number of registrations. Meanwhile, Health Department officials clarified that the recent COVID-19 cases detected in Mizoram are currently not considered alarming. During a review meeting chaired by Health Minister Pilal Rinpui, officials revealed that 53 COVID-positive cases had been detected during May. Most cases were reportedly mild, with many involving unvaccinated infants and children below 1 year of age. Authorities urged the public not to panic while continuing to follow basic hygiene and preventive practices. In another important healthcare development, Max Super Specialty Hospital Delhi launched a neurosurgery OPD service in Aizawl on Tuesday at Damdai Healthcare in Katla. Neurosurgeon Dr. Anurag Gupta stated that specialist consultations would now be available twice every month, allowing patients suffering from brain and spinal disorders to access advanced medical expertise without immediately traveling outside Mizoram. The government of Mizoram officially launched the UPSC grooming scheme on Tuesday in an effort to increase Mizo representation within India's top civil services. The program was inaugurated by Education Minister Dr. Vanlal Thana and will be implemented through the Young Mizo Association. Students securing 405 marks and above in the HSLC examination will be eligible to apply for the scheme. After written examinations and interviews, 10 students will be selected for long-term mentoring and coaching. The government has selected MS Academy in Katla to conduct the program. Speaking during the launch, the Education Minister expressed concerns over the low number of Mizos currently serving in all India and central services. He stressed that while governments and ministers may change over time, highly trained civil servants continue playing a central role in governance and policy implementation. Chief Minister Pulal Duama on Wednesday launched a new online government quarters allotment system together with a digital reservation platform for Mizoram houses located outside the state. The launch ceremony was held at the Chief Minister's Office Conference Hall in Aizawl. The Chief Minister stated that the digital systems would replace slow manual paperwork processes and allow citizens to submit applications remotely through online platforms. The initiative forms part of the government's border efforts to transform Mizoram into a digitally connected state. A day earlier, Labor, Employment, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Minister Pulal Lavamar launched the Mizoram Labor Link mobile application. Officials explained that the platform directly connects employers and job seekers, especially daily wage workers, reducing dependence on middlemen and improving wage transparency. Authorities described the application as an important step towards building a technology-driven labor ecosystem in Mizoram. Mizoram Chief Electoral Officer Dr. Lal Rosama announced on Wednesday that the Election Commission of India will conduct a special intensive revision of electoral roll across the state between May 30th and June 28th. Addressing reporters at the Aizawl Press Club, the Chief Electoral Officer stated that the exercise aims to clean and strengthen voter rolls by removing duplicate names, deleting deceased voters, updating addresses, and adding newly eligible voters. Officials stated that booth-level officers will visit households across Mizoram during the revision process. Draft electoral rolls are expected to be published on July 5th, while final rolls are scheduled for release on September 6th. The Election Commission has also instructed political parties to appoint booth-level agents to ensure transparency during the revision exercise. According to officials, the ZPM has appointed 1,223 agents, Congress 1,045 agents, MNF 868 agents, and BJP 294 agents. Finally tonight, Mizoram honored two distinguished personalities this week for their contributions to science and healthcare. On Tuesday, the Mizoram Science Society presented the first ever Mizoram Science Award to renowned mathematician Dr. Ellen Tluanga of Mission Veng. Born in 1933 in Bukpui village, Dr. Tluanga became the first Mizo to earn a PhD in mathematics and later served as Mizoram's first education director. The award includes a cash prize of Rs 50,000. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, May 14th, nurse and healthcare worker Pilal and Thangi Namte received a grand public welcome in Lengpui Airport after receiving the prestigious National Florence Nightingale Award 2026 from President Draupadi Murmu in New Delhi. Pilal and Thangi served at Tuitsong Ayush Health and Wellness Center and became the 18th recipient from Mizoram to receive the National Nursing Honor. That is all for now. Thank you for watching.